Esports channel. 2019 was a fantastic year for gaming, and 2020 looks to be just the same, or perhaps even better, as the calendar for next year is absolutely stacked with potential hit after hit. We are going to go over what the top 10 games we are looking forward to are in 2020, in no particular order. Okay, so I know I just said no particular order, but this is the one exception. Guilty Gear Strive is easily my most anticipated game of 2020. Visually, it is arguably the best looking game ever made, fighting or otherwise. And even though many fans were concerned after series creator Daisuke Ishiwatari said the game would be different and more accepting to beginners, never a good sign, now that we know more about the system after players have had hands-on time with it after Arc Revo, at least for myself, those fears are mostly put to rest. Add to all of that a rocking soundtrack, and if the few shortcomings we have seen, like the lackluster UI, are fixed, we are in for something truly special. Just please, for the love of God, ArcSys, use GGPO! We are begging you! Guilty Gear Strive releases late 2020 for PlayStation 4, and possibly more in the future. The original The Last of Us is on many people's short list for one of the greatest games ever made, and for good reason. An amazing story, compelling characters, and oppressive and challenging gameplay made the original Last of Us one of the cornerstones of the previous generation, and the sequel has a lot to live up to, which shows in the, thankfully, little we have seen of the game so far. The Last of Us Part 2 releases on May 29th for PlayStation 4. This year saw a resurgence in the classic beat-em-up genre with the absolutely amazing River City Girls, and next year sees to continue that trend with the newest entry in one of the classic beat-em-up games, Streets of Rage 4. Featuring a new design for Axel, shoutouts to all the dad bods out there, and Blaze, as well as a new character named Cherry, and, finally, the long-awaited return of Adam Hunter. Streets of Rage 4 will be released in the first half of 2020 on PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows.
2時間ほど前、ジョーから電話があってな。あいつ、榊の組員を弾いちまった。
頭が？
今、ジョーがしょっぴかれるわけにはいかねえ。勤めに行ってもらえねえか、イチ。
何言ってんですか、おやっさん。俺はずっとこんな日を待ってました。おやっさんに恩返しできる日を。
The Yakuza series has been riding high since the release of Yakuza 0, finally gaining it a foothold in the West, and the next entry in the series is focusing on a new protagonist instead of Kazuma Kiryu, this time focusing on Ichiban Kasuga and a brand new gameplay system. Setting aside the traditional brawler-based combat the series is known for, instead going for a Dragon Quest-esque RPG combat system, translating the traditional RPG cliches into the real world via way of Yakuza's uniquely quirky and wacky humor. Even though it is such a big departure from the norm, I am still excited for the next chapter of the Yakuza franchise. They have earned more than enough goodwill to go for something different. Yakuza Like a Dragon releases on January 16th for PlayStation 4. Announced at the December PlayStation State of Play conference, Resident Evil 3 is finally getting the long-requested and long-rumored follow-up to the smash hit Resident Evil 2 Remake using the same engine with fantastic-looking redesigns for Jill, Carlos, and the titular nemesis. Resident Evil is one of my favorite franchises of all time, and Resident Evil 2 Remake was a masterpiece. So to say I am excited for this is an understatement of the highest order. Resident Evil 3 Remake releases on April 3rd for PlayStation 4.
involved in things. Dangerous things. So keep your distance.
One of the most anticipated games ever is the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and after years of being convinced that it was never going to happen, we are finally in a world where not only does it exist, it's coming out in less than 3 months. That's crazy. Everything we have seen from this game so far has inspired nothing but confidence, and everyone, whether you stuck with Final Fantasy through every entry, pop in and out every now and again like me, or have literally only played FF7, there is something to look forward to here. Don't screw this up, Square Enix. Final Fantasy VII Remake releases on March 3rd for PlayStation 4. Arc System Works' next fighting game title, based on the smash hit gacha game Grand Blue Fantasy, is Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. We have been lucky enough to play the beta of the game, as well as get hands-on time with the newest build at CD Otaku. And everything we have seen, heard, and played of the game fills us with confidence on this newest anime fighter from the anime fighting game gods at Arc System. Affectionately referred to as Anime Super Turbo, Grand Blue is easily the slowest of the ArcSys fighters, with a much greater focus on footsies, spacing, shorter combos, and higher damage. Better yet, even if you know absolutely nothing about the Grand Blue series, like I don't, the game is still fun to enjoy, and the characters are interesting enough to stand on their own. Personally, I love Catalina. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus releases on February 6th for PlayStation 4.
V, my man, you made it. You blowing up all over the news. Are you alone?
I just want the money.
You got the chip? All right, start her up.
One of the most anticipated games of this generation is CD Projekt Red's next open-world magnum opus, Cyberpunk 2077. After E3 this year and showcasing Keanu Reeves as an important character in the story, anticipation for this game is at an all-time high, and it is amazing it is even coming out on this console generation. Cyberpunk 2077 releases on April 16th for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Even though it was pushed back from an original release of, well, now, Doom Eternal, id's sequel to the 2016 masterpiece, is coming out very soon and looks to be everything that was great about that game, with more ways to kill demons and move around hell in increasingly gruesome ways. Doom Eternal releases on March 20th for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, Stadia, and PC. Even though we have a new Dragon Ball game every year, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot looks to separate itself from the rest by being a fully open-world RPG in the Dragon Ball universe covering the entire story of Z, plus some new original side stories that let players control Goku and travel the world of Dragon Ball at their leisure, which is something we have never seen in a DBZ game before. Plus, other characters like Vegeta are confirmed playable, which is great news. We at the Esports channel office are looking forward to see how this one turns out. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot releases on January 17th for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. My name is Kevin, this is the Esports channel, thanks for watching, and GG.